Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. A rock icon with an untamed spirit, an unforgettable voice, and a legacy that shaped generations. From fronting the heavy metal pioneers Black Sabbath to dominating the world as a solo artist and reality TV star, Ozzy has lived a life of chaos, comebacks, and crowds screaming his name. But now, after decades of silence on his health, Ozzy has finally spoken out, and what he reveals is heartbreaking. Long before the bat-biting headlines and sold-out arenas, there was John Michael Osbourne, a working-class kid from Aston, Birmingham. Born into poverty as one of 6 children, Ozzy's early life was tough, cramped, and noisy. School was a struggle. He battled undiagnosed dyslexia and relentless bullying. But everything changed the day he heard "She Loves You" by the Beatles. Music became his escape. His obsession. By his late teens, he joined forces with guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward. Their band, first called Earth, soon adopted a darker name, Black Sabbath. It was more than just branding. It was a sound. A statement. They weren't following trends, they were inventing metal. When Black Sabbath released their debut in 1970, nobody knew what to make of it. But Ozzy's eerie vocals over Tony's crushing riffs struck a chord. Songs like Paranoid and War Pigs redefined rock. Ozzy became the face of an entire genre. But behind the music, his life was spiraling. As Sabbath exploded, so did Ozzy's demons. Drugs, alcohol, and a reputation for outrageous behavior followed him everywhere. In 1979, after years of tension and substance abuse, the band fired him. It could have been the end. Instead, it was a rebirth. With the help of his soon-to-be wife Sharon, Ozzy launched a solo career that hit harder than anyone expected. Blizzard of Oz introduced Crazy Train to the world, and suddenly, Ozzy wasn't just back, he was bigger than ever. He became a larger-than-life figure. He bit the head off a bat on stage. He fought addiction. He starred in The Osbournes, redefining himself for a new generation. Yet, the wild man image came at a cost physically, mentally, emotionally. Behind the scenes, he was unraveling. By the 2000s, fans noticed something wasn't right. Ozzy stumbled, slurred, and looked more fragile with each appearance. People blamed the years of partying, but it was more serious. In 2003, he suffered an ATV accident that left him with major injuries. Recovery was slow, painful. Then, in 2019, he suffered another fall, aggravating old damage. And in 2020, Ozzy confirmed the rumors: he had Parkinson's disease, a progressive, incurable neurological condition. The revelation shocked fans. This wasn't just the aging of a rock star. It was the slow, painful unraveling of a man who had defied death for decades. Even then, Ozzy kept fighting. He released new music. He spoke of touring again. But each cancelled show, each missed appearance told a different story. Over time, Ozzy disappeared from public view. Interviews became rare. Photos showed a thinner, more fragile figure. Sharon offered occasional updates, but Ozzy himself stayed mostly silent. He could no longer stand for long periods. Walking was difficult. Singing, the thing that had defined him, became nearly impossible. Yet he held on. For his family. For the fans. For the music. And in early 2024, something shifted. After years of speculation, Ozzy finally broke his silence. Appearing on camera from home, surrounded by memories of a lifetime in music, Ozzy looked older, slower, but still defiant. He spoke candidly for the first time. He admitted the truth: his body was failing. Every movement hurt. Performing live was no longer physically possible. But he wasn't bitter. Just tired. And then came the moment that stunned everyone. Ozzy announced he wanted to do one final concert. Not a tour. Not a comeback. Just one last night. One last scream into the dark. One final goodbye. Whispers spread. Production teams were contacted. Former bandmates received calls. There were rehearsals, not for a tour, but for a moment, a send-off worthy of a legend. Fans wondered, would this be a celebration or a farewell? Photos emerged Ozzy in a hospital bed. Pale. Silent. Was this goodbye? Not yet. He was stable but fragile. And even through the pain, the surgeries, the treatments, he still had something left. One final act. One last performance. For the fans who had walked with him through madness, music, and recovery, he would return to the stage. After decades of surviving everything rock and life could throw at him, addiction, fame, ridicule, disease, Ozzy Osbourne is preparing for his last roar. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. Because some legends don't fade quietly. They go out under the lights, screaming into the darkness one final time. The Prince of Darkness is ready to say goodbye his way.